Hey everybody, Greg here. I was out running this afternoon after work. And a lot of times when I go out running, I have these random thoughts that come to my mind. And I had a pretty good one while I was running today. And that's what led to this video. A lot of times I get asked about becoming a consultant. A lot of times it seems like people think that it's really easy. You just basically put out your name out there and you're going to get business and then you're going to live the consultant life and all that. I've been doing this now for well over 5 years. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot the hard way. I've made a lot of mistakes and I've done a lot of good things. I'm still doing it, so I've obviously done something pretty good, been pretty successful at it. And I thought, you know, maybe it would be good if I put down my thoughts because there might be some of you that have questions or just are thinking about it but have no idea where to start. Because consulting can be incredibly gratifying, particularly when you have many clients and you are, first of all, spread out over many clients. So you're not putting all your eggs in one basket when you're a client with one, because basically, when you have a full-time job, you are a consultant with a client of one. You just happen to get paid a little bit differently and the taxes are different. But when you are a consultant in what we would call in the United States 1099, you have the opportunity to work many different clients. And you have a lot of flexibility, a lot of independence, and that can be good and that can be bad. You have to have a certain mindset for consulting. You have to have discipline. But I think the first thing you have to have is a reason. So for this one, the introduction, I want to talk for a few minutes about the why of consulting. So let's just assume that you have decided that, hey, I'm going to be a consultant. Okay, that's great. My first question to you would be why? Can you explain to yourself why you want to become a consultant? Think about it carefully because I'll tell you what a lot of people sometimes do is that they jump into consulting when their full-time job is either threatened or eliminated. And they think about it as a bridge. And in some ways, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to understand just why you are doing it. Also, if you're doing that as a bridge, it can be a little bit more difficult to find opportunities. Because, for example, a firm like my firm, we most likely will not take on somebody who is looking for short-term work because there's a lot of time involved to bring someone up to speed, so to speak. And we build relationships with our clients and all of that. So the first is your why. If your why is not fear-based, if your why is not uncertainty-based, if your why is, I genuinely want to do this, then I think that it's a good move. Now, I'll tell you what my why was. And I've said this in certain ways beforehand. I was called to it. I basically got the message, it was a God thing for me, that, hey, I could be doing better with my talents. And it was very scary for the idea to think about leaving a full-time job. I've been blessed my life. I never have been without a job. I've never been fired, and I've never left a job without another job to go to. But in addition to what I perceived of what I was being called to do, I also know I've been thinking about consulting for a very long time. I know the kind of person I am. I know that I can timeshare well. I can be very disciplined with regards to my time management. I think that that's very important in information security and in cybersecurity. I think it's even more critically important if you're in the consulting arena. I suppose that there could be other reasons why you'd want to do it. One could be the money. And you might hear of very significant rates that consultants make. And a lot of that's true, but there's a lot of caveats there because you have to realize that as a consultant, it's not the same world than if you're getting paid a salary or hourly. You have to pay for your own taxes, your own Social Security, your own insurance. There's a lot more to consider, not one that we're going to talk about in today's video. But having said that, if you're very good at it, it can be a very lucrative path. If you're looking for freedom, now this was something that I suppose was more important pre-COVID. You could have a lot of freedom, work from home as a consultant. Typically, consultants, they are, in a lot of cases, they will choose when they work and where they work. They're not tied down to hours or to a location. Now, prior to the pandemic, that had a lot more of a uniqueness than now, where you have a lot more work from home, although I think that that's flipping a little bit. But that might be something. Maybe just the idea of varying your income. Maybe in the summertime, you just want to have one client or maybe no clients. And then in the fall and the winter time, you have 2 or 3 or 4 clients, and then you kind of bring it back down. Maybe you feel that you can do more, that kind of along the lines of me with my calling, that I could help small businesses better, that you have sort of a calling, that you can do more, you can be better at what you're doing as a consultant. But there's a lot to consider. The first thing that I would advise, as I said a little while ago, is determine your why. Why are you thinking about this? Think about it very carefully. And then next time, the next step, and we'll talk about that next time, is something that we all know a lot about in information security. You need to do a risk assessment. So if you want to hear more, I encourage you to click that button somewhere down there that says subscribe. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes up. I hope this has been informative, and I hope to see you again. Bye.